Well, we got a lot to talk about, eh, brother?
Yeah,
Friday Night Smackdown just came to an end. The very first episode on the USA Network. Good old 2 hours. And I was just chatting with you as you came on into the stream right here, and you got that boo-boo face on you. What's going on?
I don't have the boo-boo face. Let's break it down one by one. First off, let's start off with the new entrance theme. I'm obsessed. It's a vibe. I really enjoy it. I think it actually fits, and the new logo fits as well. First off,
yeah.
by the way, you're gonna have to fix the new overlay. We're using Fox's overlay.
I know. We gotta get the new logo in here for future episodes. This was a last. If they would have just said, "Hey guys, tonight we have a new logo," I would have probably put it on the screen. Instead, they're like, "Let's just reveal it on TV." Get people talking that way.
What are you talking about?
I give Con Man a chance to get it prepared.
What are you talking about? I had it on stream the entire time. I had it up before the stream started.
Well, it was rumored. Okay, it was rumored. And I didn't want to give into the rumors because I've been wrong before with the rumors.
Okay.
Like the rumors that I bought into today that maybe we'd see The Rock. And I bought into those a little bit. I'm not disappointed.
I also did text you at the start of Solo versus Cody saying that Cody was going to drop the title. So,
dude, I didn't even reply. I saw that come through and I'm just like, oh, he's on his dumb shit here today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, no.
But yeah, let's break this thing down. We do have a difference of opinion here from the sounds of it. I'm on the team of I love that show. I thought that was a great debut. I don't know where you stand, but we'll obviously break it down, what we liked, what we didn't like. Make sure you guys subscribe to Straight Shoot if you haven't done so. But Teshk, let's kick things off with you. You obviously talked about the new logo, the new theme song, but that led into a commercial-free first half hour between Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes in a steel cage match. And what was your thoughts about this one?
I thought this match delivered. Heavily delivered. It was exactly what we needed for almost Solo. It almost feels every time Solo's involved, it's like Solo's coming out party. It just shows that he deserves, in a way, to be in the position he's in. He's not in the position of the fake tribal chief for a reason. Like, he's not there just to put him there just because they couldn't decide between Jimmy, Jay, or Solo. He's done, since Clash of the Castle or even in NXT, he's done great work.
He has done great work. I mean, like, look, there's nothing wrong with Solo Sikoa as an in-ring performer. There's nothing wrong with him on the mic or even in his position right here. He's a heel that is being presented as a heel that you are not meant to like. And that's why I think a lot of people, obviously, us included here in the live chat, boo him. We make fun of Solo Sikoa because he is a bad dude. He's not a good guy. And it works for Solo Sikoa right now. We know the talent that he has from his days in NXT. We've seen it even here on the main roster. Like, you're right. It's a coming out party every single time he steps into that ring, especially in a big fight feel. This steel cage match just delivered tonight.
That Cody cutter from the side of the cage. Dude, so I actually had to look back because I missed it.
Oh.
I was like, I didn't realize what he had actually done. I thought he had just fallen off and I thought Cody took the bump. And then I looked and he pushed himself off on the replay. I was like, holy shit, that's a cool spot. We've never really seen that.
And it was early in the match too. You generally see those moments like towards the end, like that would have been his big build up, like a Cody cutter off the side of the cage. However, I also thought that he was going to hit a moonsault off the top of the cage, which he didn't. Now, do you think that was because Jacob Fatu literally hit a moonsault right after the match?
No, I think it was Cody given the opportunity to say, I'm either going to decide to do this or I'm not going to do this. And I think there was a little bit of hesitation because Cody did line up at first as the moonsault and he looked over and then he decided to switch the spot.
He did look over, and that moment right there, it felt if there was one disappointing part of that match, I'd say it was that. And don't get me wrong, a top of the steel cage crossbody is nothing to joke at. It's nothing to laugh at. But when he did go up for what I thought was the moonsault, it was like, oh, he's going to hit a top of the cage moonsault here. He's going to pull out a Cody moonsault. And unfortunately, no, it didn't happen. But he doesn't need to either. You know what I mean? That had the same effect. We've seen the moonsault from Cody before. We've seen it off the top of the cage. If we've seen it before, it's not going to have the same effect a second time. So it is what it is. But Yeah, I really thought that this match delivered. Half hour free of commercials. Just great work all around, which then obviously set up the return of Roman Reigns afterwards.
But before we go into Roman Reigns, how did you feel about the finish? I felt it was lackluster. I felt like for that match, honestly, for that match, the finish just was stale for me.
See, you know what? We've been screaming on my channel that Cody needs to reestablish the Crossroads as an effective finisher. Solo still kicked out of one earlier,
and
right?
And the worst part, it was a bad kick out too. It was late.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to try to be too negative here. I actually really enjoyed the match. Like,
fair.
honestly, as a whole, I'm having a tough time picking anything apart with this matchup. I thought that the way Cody went about that, trying to protect his finisher a little bit more,
I agree.
It adds some legitimacy moving forward. Too many people have kicked out of it, and he's been having to hit 3, and they're still kicking out of it. So it's almost at the point where it's like he needs a new finisher if people are going to keep kicking out, right?
Yeah.
So I like that they added that added I guess whatever the word is, they protected the finish just a little bit better. But yeah, let's talk about Roman, because that's obviously what this chat wants to talk about. It's what the comments are going to be all about. Roman Reigns makes a big save coming into the steel cage as Cody Rhodes is down. Not necessarily saving Cody, but more so just fighting the bloodline at that point. However, Cody Rhodes was down and out and needed a little bit of help.
Yeah, he was, but I obviously think the 2 parts to Roman's segments tonight played into the first one, where Roman said this is family business. And Roman didn't come out for Cody. He doesn't care about Cody. He cares about family business. And at the end of the day, Roman is going to handle family business if he's by himself or if he has people to help him. So Roman coming out, it was great. It was a good pop. Oh, man, was it a good pop?
Great pop.
That was a great pop.
You know how there's the whoa reviews? I think we need the ooh-ah reviews at this point.
Well,
just to get a rating from every city every time he does it.
I said in my chat, when those drums hit now, it's kind of funny. Everyone was like, at SummerSlam, everyone was like, oh, the drums, it kind of just doesn't work. It's not the same aura. Those drums now, for me, and some people can crucify me in the comments, those drums for me are like the glass smashing for Austin.
Interesting. Okay.
I get that same, I'm a kid again when those drums hit.
Goosebumps, right? It really is.
Oh, yeah. And I love it. So like Roman coming out, I'm obsessed. I'm actually more of a Roman fan now than I was before him losing the title, which I'm so excited to see where this story goes. And I think
everybody is.
With Jacob stepping into the ring, I was very confused at Jacob not like climbing over the cage and leaving. I was like, are we getting a turn already? Like, I thought Jacob was going to join with Roman.
I had that, it crossed my mind for a sec as well. Was he just going to acknowledge Roman and then turn and look at Solo? Like,
yeah,
I thought about it as well. I was like, could this be happening? But I love the way that they made Jacob Fatu not back down.
No,
he was right there with Roman. He was ready to go.
Dude, I'm starting to get nervous that the whole conversation about Jacob outshining Solo is actually going to come to fruition. And this is going to outplay the Jacob Roman feud, might outplay Solo to the point where I think going into WrestleMania, if Roman somehow finds a way to get the title back as well, I think that the match is Jacob. Dude, and I'm not doing that as a mark of knowing Jacob, being friends with Jacob. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying as he deserves it at this point.
Yes, I will say yes. I think that he does. I think there's also other people that deserve it as well who have been there longer. Just to say, for like, if we're looking at a WrestleMania match, and maybe it ends up being him. Maybe that's the long-term play. I was joking about this in the stream chat that it's gonna be Roman versus Cody again. The way they're building it right now.
The way they're building it is gonna be Cody Roman.
It is going to be 3 years in a row. Roman Cody, if Rock, especially if Rock isn't working. If Rock's working, that puts obviously a whole wrench in all these plans, and it could just be the Royal Rumble rematch. You know what I mean? And it could be Rock costing Roman, and they build to WrestleMania, and it's Rock and Roman. They could do that. I was also joking around in the stream chat saying it would have been hilarious and amazing if Rock was the second tag team partner here for Roman Reigns, and if you got to Bad Blood and you had Roman Reigns and Rock side by side, and that's where Rock is revealed to be the tribal chief who sent Solo Sikoa, who sent Jacob Fatu. It would be amazing. It would be so good. Now, it looks like we're going to get Cody and Roman tagging together, but still, we could still potentially get Rock coming out at that point. I do think that we are going to see Rock be revealed as the guy who sent Solo Sikoa after Roman Reigns. I think that's going to be it.
Absolutely. And I think it's going to get played in Rock in two different scenarios. Obviously, handing over the heart of Tafiti is what I've called it, from Moana to Cody Rhodes. So there's going to be two storylines for The Rock when he comes back. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to all of that. But let's get into the rest of SmackDown, and we can finish off with what we saw at the end. Piper Niven versus Michin in a very quick.
Yeah.
But again, showing a lot of prowess and positivity for Michin. Like, she is doing such good work right now.
Great work.
I think she deserves a lot more, many more flowers than she's been getting. She's been, like, ever since that Jada Parker match, the match, who did she face for the title back in, I think it was May.
It was Nia, wasn't it? Wasn't it a Nia match? I'm pretty sure it was Michin Nia.
Yeah.
The great street fight that they had, or whatever it was.
And it was fantastic. So yeah. I think there's a lot of story to be told for Michin in the future here. I believe she's going to be in the title picture in the next 6 months. Honestly,
she should be. Yeah. She should be. She's so good, so great. We can't spend too much time on this 2-minute segment, obviously, but she's fantastic. Yeah. And she deserves everything that's coming to her. I think that she's got a bright future. What was after that? I'm trying to remember now, because we had a lot of Nick Aldis segments. Down. Yes, right. We had some Nick Aldis segments. Worth mentioning, did you see in the background that there's the Wyatt logo?
I did. That was
Pluto logo on Friday Night SmackDown.
I'm almost wondering. I don't want to be the one that cuts this down and just says, "Oh, it was just a coincidence." I'm almost wondering if it was just a production mistake.
I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so. Want to know why?
Why?
Because we are looking at the future of the Wyatt family. And what is the reason that they are here? The Wyatt Six. Because betrayal of family. That's their common theme. That's who they're targeting, right? Okay. Started with American-made Chad Gable betraying his family. Who else has betrayed family on Friday Night SmackDown recently?
Bloodline?
Exactly. I think we are building to the Wyatt Six versus the new Bloodline.
I need to see a couple of more episodes before I can really say yes or no. There's too much going on with Roman right now, and the potential Jimmy return, and all of like Paul Heyman and all that, and also Alexa as well. So I just
we'll see.
I accept what you're saying. I'm just saying maybe not. But
I mean, I am going off of literally a painting on a wall. That's what I'm going off of. So I don't have a ton to back this up. But true. It makes sense. It's either Judgment Day or New Bloodline in my eyes that the Wyatts are going to feud with next. That just seems logical in my eyes. You don't have too many factions on the heel side of things. You're obviously booking these guys as the good people. I guess there's a bunch of psychopaths going around killing Chad Gable backstage, but still, it might be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
we'll see in the future.
We're looking at A-Town Down Under and KO and his mystery partner Ricky.
Oh, I love Ricky.
Okay,
justice for Ricky, dude. It should have been Ricky and Roman Reigns together.
Oh my God,
that should be the tag team match. It needs justice for Ricky.
Stop. Okay,
dude, he's the next John Cena.
To be honest, Ricky is actually apparently massive over in the Washington State area. I ended up getting a bunch of tweets because I put I'm a Ricky guy, and a bunch of people told me who Ricky was. He's apparently massive in a tag team over in the Washington State area. So big shout out to Ricky for showing up,
Ricky,
taking a good stunner. Like, honestly, he looked like what's his name? Oh God. I can't even think of his name.
Scott Hall? You going for Scott Hall?
No, Michael Cole mentioned him. He used to eat the turnbuckles.
George the Animal Steel?
Looked like the George the Animal Steel's grandson.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Looked like Animal Steel's grandson.
That is wild.
Yeah,
that
dude,
is so wild.
Literally like the skinny, balder version of George the Animal Steel with the sweater on. So, anyways, no, that was a good segment. Randy Orton shows up, and A-Town Down Under get buried again in my mind.
Yeah, they're on their way out as a tag team, aren't they?
I'm also getting concerned with the booking of Austin Theory a lot more now. Austin Theory has been projected as the future, and it's really starting to look concerning in my mind.
Okay.
I don't want to be negative about the show. I'm just saying about the booking of Austin Theory.
That's fair. I mean, that's totally a fair point to bring up. Do you think that a face turn just saves it, though? Like Grayson turning on him, that saves it, right?
I think a show turn. I think Theory needs to go to Raw. I think
Okay,
there's
well,
more.
you could have, if we're building it, you could have Grayson Waller, Theory, loser leaves SmackDown. There you go.
I'm fine with that as long as Theory. I'm actually sympathetic to Theory right now because I've heard so many like wrestlers talk so positive about him, about how his mind and how good he is in the industry. I think him going over to Raw, there's more opportunity there for him. Just the feud.
Yeah.
So get this.
If you look at the champions over on Raw, right, it does make a little more sense for him to go over there, right, as a babyface. Hell, you could, if you really wanted to, elevate him against Gunther for like a B-level pay-per-view.
Exactly.
There you go. All right.
So,
what did we have after that?
We had the Nia Jax segment, which
Were you confused?
I felt it fell so flat.
I was just confused throughout the entire thing. I was like, oh, are we having a one-on-one match between Naomi and Bayley? Winner goes on to face Nia Jax. Oh, no, we're not. We're having a tag team match.
Yeah.
And wait, it's a if they lose, one of them has to leave SmackDown if they get pinned.
See, I didn't even get that. I was just like, both have to leave SmackDown? Like,
yeah, or both get a championship match if they win. Like, is this going to triple threat? Like, there's confusion with this.
So confused. It was not delivered well. I actually, the person I felt bad for in this whole situation was Tiffany Stratton, because she's sitting there as the up and comer, Miss Money in the Bank, who needs to portray this, this body that is partnered with Nia Jax, but she's evidently gonna win her title. And she just looked like she was a deer in the headlights. And while the veterans were really trying to sell this, and they did not sell this well. So this was where you said I had my pouty pants on about SmackDown. This is where it started.
Well, it's understandable that this is a segment that didn't run well, and I'm not trying to be negative about it.
No,
like it didn't hit the marks that I think that it probably needed to,
and
it's not the end of the world either that it didn't. It still served its purpose. It did set up a match, albeit confusing. It set up a match. It's nice to see Naomi back around the women's title picture.
Yes.
It's nice to see Bayley get another opportunity against Nia Jax, or to be at least in that picture as well. And yeah, Tiffany probably needs these reps so that she knows what's going to happen in the future, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, the segment itself, it could have gone better. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen by any means. Like,
True.
I think it was just I was just confused with what was being said to us. And I mean, granted, I think I got it. I'm sitting here, I think I understand what's happening. It's either Naomi or Bayley that are going to leave SmackDown if they get pinned, and if they win the match, they get an opportunity, I believe, at Nia Jax's championship, both of them. So,
and honestly, I'm while we're sitting here, I'm reading your chat, and Wheezy's just piped in and said, I'm just confused. I'm just confused about the stipulation. Love the segment itself. I agree. Love the segment itself. I thought Nia looked very powerful coming out of the commercial break. She cut a great promo because no lies were told. No lies were told from Nia Jax. She came back a year ago. She's been the most dominant in her career. and she has literally laid out the entire field, which I agreed with all of it.
Nia's been awesome.
It was
Nia's,
just the delivery.
Nia's had a crazy good run.
Yeah,
lately.
it
crazy,
was
crazy.
just a
Oh yeah,
weird
absolutely.
delivery.
Deserves all the love. Like, no, this is. I mean, honestly, just confused about what the stipulation was. Honestly, that's just it. And one Google, we figure it out. So it's not the end of the world.
100%.
Like I said,
100%.
I don't think that this was that big of a negative.
No.
It just more like a little bit of a speed bump here and there.
Exactly.
But the show was still, for me, it was firing on all cylinders. It just continued to take off.
Can we go to Andrade and Melo?
Yeah, we can.
Dude.
Oh. So I missed something here. I did not hear that the winner of this was going after the United States title.
I had no idea. I thought it was best of 7.
No clue at all. I'm totally here for it. I was hoping we were going to see a best of 7.
Same.
And it was going to culminate at Bad Blood. But I love this for Andrade. I really do. I was saying literally right before he got the victory, like Triple H, let's push this man in 2025.
Yes.
This needs to be like your agenda. This guy needs to be mid-card champion. And elevating him to the United States title picture right now is great for Andrade.
Yep.
People were saying, I feel like Melo should have got it because he's younger, he's newer, he's probably not going to win the title. He's a heel going up against LA Knight. Valid points. I also am not convinced that this is the end of Andrade and Melo going up against each other, and I feel like we could still see Melo work his way into this match to make it a triple threat.
Yep, I agree with that. I think I actually think the match turns out to be interference from Melo.
Okay.
I personally like, because they've already announced it's going to be a title match next week, so there's no real opportunity for Melo to involve himself unless they kick the Smackdown off next week with Melo. But I'm just gonna say LA Knight versus Andrade next week is, for me, a dream match. I think Andrade is one of the most underrated and most underrespected players on the WWE roster. When he was in AEW, all I wanted was Andrade to be back in WWE. He is so good.
He's so good.
He's I'm going to say this, he's this generation's Eddie without the charisma. In the ring, he's this generation's Eddie for luchadors.
Okay? Hey, he's fantastic in the ring.
So I just think a one-on-one with LA Knight is perfect, but interference right at the end to cost him to give us the best of 7, I'll take it.
Hey,
I'll take that.
I'll take it too, man. Look, anything getting Andrade on TV is a good thing. Like anything that will put him on there, keep him in a storyline, I'm here for it. So let's go. Balls to the wall. Andrade, LA Knight. Yeah, gonna be a great.
Yeah. All right.
Now I believe that brings us to the main event, right? There's nothing else before that. That was the
main event. Roman Reigns after 6 weeks in SummerSlam?
Has it been that long already?
6 weeks since SummerSlam. And we are looking at Roman speaking for the first time. I had goosebumps.
I did too. Are you kind of surprised he didn't go the acknowledge me route right out of the gate?
Dude, I was pissed. I was pissed that he did not say Seattle acknowledge me.
Yeah, like I feel like that's got to still be part of his gimmick.
Absolutely. He has, because then he went straight into, I don't care what whoever's wearing like the family Ulufalu, I'm still the tribal chief.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you go from not starting off with your traditional Seattle acknowledge me, which would have been one of the biggest pops we've heard in a long time, to I'm still the tribal chief, it doesn't matter what the family says?
Yeah, there's probably one reason here. They didn't want people to maybe boo Roman. And if you demand something from the fans, it doesn't always go well. However, you could probably read the room and figure out that people were still going to cheer for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that's where the reason why is they're just like, hang on, this is the first time he's speaking. Let's maybe not have him demand something of the fans.
True.
After all this babyface buildup, they've been trying to get this man over as a babyface since the days of the Shield. Okay, they've been trying to build him up as the next big guy of WWE for so long. They finally have it. Triple H is like, I can't fuck it up. I can't screw this thing up. Like, this cannot go wrong. Roman, do not say acknowledge me. All right? No acknowledging anymore, Roman. It'll probably still be a thing, though.
It's still gonna be a thing. But dude, honestly, like, this is where my gripe with the show came in, and I'm not being negative. I'm just being a wrestling fan of what I would have preferred to see over the delivery of what we got, and the expectation and the build for someone that wants to have the surprises and typical Triple H booking. I just wanted to hear do 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 and hear Jimmy's music play. That's all I want. That's
good. That's really good that you want it.
Yeah.
It means they've done the right thing for Jimmy Uso, getting us pumped up for his return.
Exactly.
I will admit, I was expecting it as well, right? And I think a lot of people would say, oh, predictable. If he came out there as well. Like, we're going to get the flip side of it every single time. Yeah. With what we got, though, it creates this drama moving forward, and I think it actually extends that bloodline story even more, right? Every time that we don't get Jimmy returning and they take a proper step forward with the story, it's another big moment we get down the line with Jimmy coming back. And so this is, I like this. I've got a lot of intrigue with what's going on with Cody and Roman. If Cody was starting to show the very early tendencies of a heel turn, like I couldn't tell.
I felt it. Yep.
So it set up a lot of stuff for the future. Again, it also created that dynamic of like, oh, how's this tag match going to go? Cody, it's the classic Cody and Roman. Can they coexist sort of thing? But there's just so many good stuff happening right now on SmackDown that just has me intrigued. And I gotta say, if Jimmy did come back, I would have marked out. Yeah. But I am slightly more intrigued for Cody and Roman teaming together, I gotta say.
Fair enough. And I just think you and I talked about this offline last week about how it's almost dire that Cody, to be successful right now in his title reign, needs the bloodline, and WWE is just proving our point that Cody, to have a relevant feud outside of like AJ Styles, which we knew that wasn't happening, Logan Paul, we knew that wasn't happening, KO, we knew that wasn't happening. Now it's like, okay, now there's something relevant for Cody because he's back in that bloodline mix, and it makes
word relevant's interesting. That word relevant is because, like, I wouldn't say Cody Rhodes has been doing irrelevant stuff. It's just been, we haven't believed that his title's in serious jeopardy, right? Like, this stuff with AJ wasn't insignificant. The stuff with Kevin Owens wasn't insignificant. Like, it was all over the show, and it was definitely...
relevant might not be the right word. It's believable.
Okay.
Believable. Do we really believe that Cody's going to drop to anyone outside of the bloodline? Unless Randy Orton turned heel.
I was going to say, at this moment, who knows? Probably not with the current landscape of WWE, but I also wonder if that's just because we spent so long getting to the story.
True.
Right? That it's like, why would we take the title off Cody right now? We spent 2 years waiting for this thing. Like, let's let this run 6 months before we're even discussing who's taking the title off him. You know what I mean?
You waited 2 years for this.
I did. I waited 2 years.
I
waited, and so did all of my other Cody crybabies out there. We waited forever. Don't take the title off this man yet, okay?
Yeah, that's so funny, dude. That's a good clip right there. You don't put me into this. You waited 2 years for this. I was screaming for Austin's music to hit to cut Cody off. You know what I mean? So no, but honestly, now that we've talked about it, I think SmackDown was a much better show than I should give it credit for, because really I was looking for more of the surprises being the 25th anniversary.
That's fair.
I wanted the Charlotte return. I wanted the Alexa return during the Nia segment. I wanted Jimmy to show up. I wanted to hear "ladies and gentlemen" from Paul Heyman, I expected a lot more from a debut show on USA than we got. So that was my expectations being too high. The show overall, Con, we do a rating at the end of these all the time. Give me your rating.
I gotta say that first hour was perfect. To me, the first hour was the greatest way to kind of step foot into this new era of SmackDown. Seeing a steel cage match open a show, obviously fantastic, and then all the stuff with Roman and Cody and just the tension that we had with the bloodline there took up 40 minutes of the show. It's tough to say that it wasn't perfect in my eyes, that first hour. The second hour had a couple missteps here and there, but again, good overall, great match between Andrade and Melo. A fine enough ending. We got also an overrun at the very end, which
is typical for USA though.
USA, yeah, I was gonna say WUSA for giving SmackDown what, the 6-7 minutes that they needed at the end.
For us Canadians, we're going back to the old school TSN.
Let's
17-minute overruns of Monday Night Raw in the Attitude Era. Let's go.
Woo! Let's go. So we're going in the right direction. With that all being said, I think I got to come in here. I'm going to give it a point rating. I think I got to go 8.75. It's not quite a 9 for me.
Yeah.
I'm just shy of that 9 simply because a couple things could have gone a little better, but overall, really enjoyable show from Friday Night SmackDown.
So it's crazy. So you and I aren't far off. Even with me coming in as a negative Nancy, I still had it a high rating. I had an 8 out of 10.
Well, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
We weren't far off. It's just I was just seeing the things that I wanted not being there.
You were the wrestling fan who went in with expectations and were sad that your own expectations were not met.
I'm not gonna lie. I just went in as a mark. That's it. I went in as a mark. I'll openly admit I was a mark tonight. So
there you go. I mean, yeah, that first text that you sent me told me everything I need to know. You were in your mark mode, man. Solo's taking the title off of Cody, my ass.
Dude, I will tell you right now, just to give you context and everyone, Con and I recorded for almost 4.5 hours today for a straight shoot, and now we've just recorded for another 35 minutes almost.
Good Lord.
And after that, I had to record with somebody else. Then I had to take my daughter and go get her fed and all that kind of stuff. I passed out for 90 minutes to my daughter waking me up being, Daddy, you have to work and you need to take me to Nana's.
Oh, bro.
I woke up to that. So I literally started Friday Night SmackDown still half asleep. So I was literally just like, give me something good to wake me up. And
well, that new intro woke me the hell up. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah. I was really excited. Anyways, buddy.
What was your rating though? You said 8 out of 10, right?
8 out of 10.
And then everybody else let us know in the comments as well.
Yeah.
But dude, I love doing these reviews with you. We're here every single Friday, every single Monday, at least when we live stream. We do have TwitchCon coming up next week though, so we will be gone on the Friday and we'll be gone on the Monday as well. I personally won't be back in time for Monday Night Raw. I don't know if you are going to be, but there will be no review next Friday and next Monday. So this upcoming Monday, you got one, but not the one following that.
Yeah,
I
so
hope that was crystal clear.
Yeah, so Friday and the following Monday, we will not be doing reviews, but pay attention to the TikTok, the Instagram, and the YouTube, because Con and I recorded a shitload of content today, and I mean a shitload of content.
So much.
So
many shorts, so many videos.
This might actually be the most content we've ever actually recorded in one shot.
So. Oh, it was. Without a doubt. It was the most content that we've recorded in one setting. So make sure you keep your eyes open for that. But as always, guys, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn those notifications on. And Teshk, what's the outro line?
Like always, be good people.